Happy holidays, ladies and gentlemen. It's the 420 edition of our Go Local segment. Mr. Peter Parker in here. Yeah, every day about 6:30, I tend to go local, show some respect. We got some amazing artists out here in the Twin Cities. And this guy that's in here right now occupies a very rare space. You do something very cool, very unique. I've seen a lot of MCs. I've seen a lot of beatbox kids. I've never seen anybody like Carnage the Executioner.
Much appreciated. So that's a compliment.
I do what I can. You know what
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, no backhanded. That's legit. You are really special, bro, and you have some amazing talent. This is the guy you see when you go to the hip-hop shows that's opening up, crushing the set. Basically, I'm going to explain this to people what happens.
Please do.
You have pedals on the ground like a guitar player would have.
Yes.
And you construct the beat with your mouth, beatbox style, layer it, sample it, record it, and then perform a song you rap over the beat you just made with your mouth.
Exactly.
It's unbelievable. I saw you at Naughty by Nature. I've seen you at 7th Street Entry. I remember you've been doing this for years. I remember you, my first stint in Minnesota, crushing, but the way you've polished your act.
Oh, yeah. It's I've done a lot of work to it. I play enough, so that's my practice.
You said about 15 shows since January?
I mean, maybe more. I mean, I could break the book out and go down, but like, I mean, some type of performance of any type. Like last Friday, I did 3 shows, 3 performances in one day. It just, this is what I do. I was made to do this. I was supposed to do this.
Yeah.
So I don't think twice about booking 2 or 3 gigs in a day, doing 3 or 4 in 2 days, doing 7 a week. I'll do a show a day.
That's so dope to feel like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Right.
And it's a cool feeling.
Oh, yeah.
Can you show people and give them a little sample so they can listen right now of what this beatbox, where your capabilities are at?
The simplistic, very broke down version of what you said without the pedals would sound something like. Rest in peace to MCA.
Yeah, dog. Man, can we get into this Minnesota Mean real quick? You got a new project out. We see it right here. We got the cups. We got the CDs. The Minnesota Mean movement.
Yes.
Not the Minnesota Nice. Can we
Definitely.
talk about this coming up?
Yes.
I'm going to play the record now, introduce it for the Twin Cities. Go ahead.
This is Minnesota Mean. This is my proclamation of being honest, sincere, and direct about how I communicate with people. And I would love people to do the same. Tell us what's on your mind. Tell us what's in your heart. And we'll all get a lot further knowing what the real is, and don't sugarcoat it because, you won't feel good about it. And that's what Minnesota Mean is about, being able to come out of the shell and say what you need to say.
Okay, we're going to talk about this coming up next. Check this record out more with Carnage. Next is Go Radio. See, I kind of like this ideology, man. Like, I'm a very direct person. I grew up on the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's mean when people lie to me.
Oh, yeah.
I think
ridiculous.
It's mean when people are not authentic.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's like disrespectful. So I have to watch myself at times. Living in the Midwest, there's a different kind of cultural thing happening. You were born in Chicago, grew up in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you're saying Minnesota mean, you're not talking about being a jerk.
Nope, just talk about being direct. When you hear me speak about being mean in your deck, see it as less about anger, more about being direct. It's not about being angry. It's the exact opposite of the negativity that people envision when they think about Minnesota Nice. So whatever you don't like about Minnesota Nice, the passive aggressive, the not really telling people what's on your mind, but then when they leave, you got some things to say, or saying certain stuff about people or about people's race, the way people conduct their lives, all that stuff.
Right.
But being afraid to say that to people, but you'll say it in the privacy of your own home or in front of your friends, but you think that, I think thinking it and not being able to say it is worse than actually saying it.
It really is.
Because I don't want to interact. I don't want to hang out with somebody who don't like me.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Never.
Like I want to be around people who genuinely appreciate my company because I have great company to give.
And it's okay if we don't all get along.
Oh yeah, it's not about all getting along with each
Right.
other because that we're not going to.
No.
But I would say if there's somebody who doesn't feel me for whatever reason and you don't get along with me, or there's something about me you don't like, the best way to solve it is to tell me that there's an issue, and then we can sit down and we can chop it up, and there's nothing wrong with that. We might walk away disagreeing, but you know what? I'm not going to talk mess about you when you leave, and I hope you don't do the same thing with me.
Right,
and that's
right,
what it's
right,
about.
right.
And you know, it's more than just the music. You know, it's really about like getting offline and communicating with people in a way that needs to happen, that we stop doing because we have all these barriers now. We can be on the internet and we can talk our head. We can be on our phones and we can not connect with people. So it makes it, you know, really difficult for especially a state like Minnesota to actually have people who interact with each other in a way that's genuine.
Yeah, man.
And sometimes I feel like I'm talking to people and they're looking through me, you know, and I can see something ain't right. You know, like even if somebody tells me I'm good, it feels like an underhanded compliment.
When I saw you recently, we connected at 7th Street Entry, and I walked in. I was like, yo, I saw you at the Naughty Show. And you were like, how did I sound? I said, come on, man, what are you, fishing? I was like, you know what you sound like,
I wasn't
bro.
fishing.
But you see how direct I am.
That was direct. And I asked you because I wanted a direct answer. It was a direct question that deserred a direct answer.
And you, balls because I thought you were fishing for compliments. And I'm like, man, you've been doing this, bro. You know what you sound like.
The Minnesota nice way of doing that would have been like, hey, how you doing? My set? Just like that. So you're supposed to say something. You're supposed to know what that means. And that's me kind of provoking you to say something. Or it was a good night, was it? Wasn't it? You know, like the sets tonight were good, right? What set? Oh, here it is. What sets did you like tonight?
That's passive aggressive.
Exactly.
Right. I'm more like
that's Minnesota nice, dog. I'm telling you.
I'm so rob you in public in front of your friends aggressive. I was like, look, bruh. I was like, you know what you sound like.
And that's what I wanted right there.
And then we connected. I was like, I got to have you on the show, man.
Because I said right away, how did I sound? I didn't beat around the bush.
No.
I didn't say,
And
was it whack? Was it? I didn't, excuse me, I didn't answer the question for you.
Right.
I asked you what I wanted to answer to. Was it good? Did it sound good? If you would have said no, I'd have been like, thank you for letting me know. I'm going to go home and work on it.
It was so good. I felt like telling you was good was like, yo, it was like not even real. Like, you know what you sound like, dog. Come on, man.
But you never know.
Right.
Because you never know what people's real intentions are, you know? And I really want to know what is on people's mind. I want to know what is it about Carnage that you like if you like him. I want to know what is it about me you don't like if you don't like me.
Man,
you know,
listen,
I just want to know.
You're really cool, dude. You're really talented. You have some great music.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Dude, you know, anybody don't like you, they got something they're projecting. Because I'll tell you right now, you're a really great guy.
I appreciate
and you do
that.
a good job. And overall character, talent aside, you're fire. Can we have some more beatbox, please?
You want more?
Just a little bit. That's Carnage, baby. Go radio. We go local every day at 6:30. If they want to pick up this Minnesota Mean movement and support what you do, everyone goes to the shows and watches.
No, not everybody.
Yo, we see you.
We can talk about that, though.
Really?
Yeah, man. But yeah, what you were talking. See, I'm already getting Minnesota Mean with you.
I see you. You're coming at me, man. I like it, though.
You can pick the new project up on www.carnagetheexecutioner.com. It is available for purchase, but it doesn't officially come out until May 6th.
That's cool.
So I'm trying to get a head start on it, trying to get some people to get their hands on it
tell you,
early.
Dog, they see you. Whether they admit it or not, we see what you do and we respect it.
Well, I would like to know that. I would like Minnesotans to tell me what the deal is.
Oh, man.
I would like
somebody give Carnage a hug, man.
No. I would like people to tell me, you know,
yo, walk up to you and be like, yo, Carnage, you're fucking dope.
I mean, you know, you want to know something? I get that. Like, I be places and people will come up to me and be like, yo, you're one of my favorites or whatever. And I was like, I'm thinking in my head, and sometimes I say it, where was the last show at that you came to of mine? You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to know if you feeling me, like, what I liked, you know, when we grew up, when we liked music, we went and bought it. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. I was the dude who used to write letters to the fan clubs and not send them because I was scared to send them, but I would write. I wrote fan mail to Scarface that I never sent to him. I'm saying, like, we were fans. When
Yes.
we went and when we really liked
quote
something,
lines,
we
we tell,
yep,
we say
yeah.
the levels and the layers and this beat
And
this
we
sample.
appreciate
Right.
our artists, the Minnesota artists who were coming up when I was trying to get my start. I went to their shows, I supported them.
Right.
Shout out to Truth Maze, I Self Divine, Micronauts, OSP, Ralph X, Sure Shot Brothers, all those dudes. So Rhyme Series, when they were coming up, I was supporting them. I was doing shows.
It's a generational thing. And I heard Talib Kweli say this like a while ago. Kids nowadays, if you were a fan of something, they would say, "Oh, I'm a Wu-Tang fan." Well, who's your favorite member? What's your favorite album? What's your favorite thing? What's this? And they would dig. Now you can see one video one time and be a fan. You don't have to have a catalog. You don't have to have real knowledge of the artist, where they're from, or anything. Seeing a YouTube video qualifies someone as a fan these days, and that's a big cultural shift.
I want to know how these people are taking care of the artists they like.
They're not.
You know what I'm saying? And that's
They're
what I feel like. I don't do this just for money, but this is my job.
Right.
And when people want a service, if you want a dope service, you can hire me for it. But hire me for it.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
Actually
right.
holler at me when you're considering getting something that you think is quality material. You need to consider a brother like Carnage, because you might go
100%.
and pay some money for something that ain't really what it should be.
No, this is
You know what I'm
it.
saying? When there's this right over here.
No, you do.
You know what I'm
you do
saying?
An
So-
amazing job. That's why I was like, I got to get you on, just because of the rarity of it and how cool it is. How
Well, I
special it
appreciate
is.
that, man. And also to compound on that, we have a pretty rich hip hop scene in Minnesota.
Definitely.
And for it to be as big as it is, and certain artists can't really get love on the scene, is just ridiculous. Like I saw you had Meta on here. Shout out to Minnesota.
amazing.
Him and I have done
Amazing.
done some work together, and I really respect that dude.
Yeah.
I really want to see where he's able to go with his art, because an artist like that, a black male in Minnesota, as a rap artist, we usually don't get the love that that some of our white counterparts get, and I'm not afraid to say it.
Now, isn't it cool though to see that we got a new channel back in town?
Mm-hmm.
Your guy is in here, and you can see some of the shifts that are happening, and that I've always, and you remember me back in the day, I've always spread the love appropriately.
Yeah, I mean, I was on your show before. Desdemona and I were on your show
course.
before. Yeah,
And this is a whole new beginning and a whole new cycle. But I'm big on the culture. I'm big on spreading the love, and I'm big on the culture in general. Everybody that deserves an opportunity gets an opportunity.
Right.
100%. No matter who you are, where you're from. Because see, that's the best part about me. I'm not from here.
right.
So it's Twin Cities.
Mm-hmm.
It's not North Minneapolis, Southside St. Paul. It's Twin Cities.
Right.
And it's people.
And you know what? And I love the people here. I love Minnesota. And people hear me say certain stuff, and they think I'm hating on Minnesota. I'm not. I just want to know, why is it a brother like me, who has been doing what I've been doing for as long as I've been doing it, is having a hard time being noticed the way I feel like I should be noticed? And that's a question that I feel like I'm qualified to answer.
Yeah.
I did an interview with Toki, and Toki said to me he heard some of my new music, and he was like, so when does addressing this not turn into complaining? And I say, when you put in the work. When you've done the work to be a pillar on the scene, and you've helped establish a level of hip hop creativity that is established, you've helped contribute to that, and you don't get certain opportunities, you feel like you're being slighted a little bit, and then when you see people and they say, oh man, you're my favorite, and then you're like, you got anything? You got any material? And they're like, nah. It's like, okay, but I know you got that other stuff. I know you got 3 copies of, the last Atmosphere record, but you can't pick up one of Carnage's. You know what I'm saying? And you claim to love Minnesota hip hop so much. Or the ones who don't know who I am. And I'm like, well, do you really listen to Minnesota hip hop?
No, this is some stuff that needed to be said, man.
Oh, yeah.
And I know there's other guys that feel like this that don't say it.
Right. And I want,
nah, bro,
yeah.
we filming for a reason.
Right.
And this is a platform, bro.
There are some people who actually I called on to say that how they feel. The Minnesota Mean Empathy version is comprised of a few MCs who feel the same way. Big Jess,
Yeah.
Katana the Don, Dope Ill female MC, King Fuvai, Niles, who just moved here from I think he's from Detroit, and from Brooklyn too. OSP is on there. My man Dispute One. We've all been working on the scene since the early '90s, and we felt like it's been really difficult for us to get our foot through the door, and get the accolades we should be given, around here. And I think it was time to be said. And a lot of people have come to me and said, yo, what you said, it should have been said a while ago. Or people from other places are like, yo, I can relate to that, and I'm not even from Minnesota. So I knew I did something right.
Still, but being honest is always right.
Right.
You know what I mean? However you feel.
Right.
Yo, I appreciate you, man. And hopefully that this new platform in town can help bust some of these glass ceilings.
Yeah. Let's do some work.
We need to. We're just getting started, man. We here. It's Go Radio. Hey, check his music out, man. It's dope, man. If anybody wants to follow you on social media, how can they get in touch with you? How can they see what you're doing? Twitter,
Carnage XXXL. That's Carnage XXL. Instagram, Carnage the Executioner. My website, CarnageTheExecutioner.com. Check out CypherCircuit.com. I have a profile on there. And just check out Cypher Circuit in general, because it's a platform for independent artists to connect of all different, all over the world. There's artists, I'm connected with people in Boston,
right,
who I've never met before, but we're talking about doing songs because Cypher Circuit has made that possible.
But there's a lot of dope MCs nationwide that connect with what you're saying, how you're thinking. This is not just a Minnesota thing. This is a nationwide thing.
But I do want my local people to support me as an artist who's been holding the carrying the torch for our state for. I did my first show in Minnesota in 1993. I've been carrying the torch that long.
You have full support over here.
Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah, we're gonna work on some things. Stay tuned.